Good day peeps, and welcome back to another speed paint. This one could almost be called a second parter or a two-parter to the last video that I made, where I took some of the scariest character designs and most iconic character designs in gaming and tried to turn them cute. This time I'm gonna be doing it the other way around. I'm gonna be taking some typically cute character designs, especially made for kids games and stuff like that, and try to see if I can somehow twist their design to turn it into something weird or freaky. First up, we got Shy Guy. Shy Guy was one of the few Mario characters that I felt I could work with, or Nintendo characters. I was considering using another one like Kirby, but Kirby doesn't have a lot to change to him. If I change Kirby too much, then I will just be going away from the design very quickly. So I decided that I would take Shy Guy because he already had a mask and sort of this mystery around him that I could work with to some degree. I took some inspiration from the creature from Spirited Away, which I found very creepy as a child. Of course, the character grew to be more cute later on in the movie, but I found his design, I think it's called No Face from Spirited Away. I found it creepy to begin with, so I took some inspiration from that and tried to put it into this character. I also wanted to challenge myself by trying to make these characters genuinely creepy. I see a lot of people trying to make these creepy character designs, and what they do is basically they just mash gore onto them, or a bunch of teeth or something like that. Not to say that I'm doing anything better. I'm just trying to see if I can work without that, to see if I can somehow twist this design, this cute design, into the uncanny valley in some way. That's what I'm hoping to do. So as you can see, then I started drawing this long neck on him. I kind of got this inspiration from another creature in Hollow Knight called Midwife, which is also a very creepy design because it's like it tries to act all cute, but then it drags you in. I still wanted to keep Shy Guy's personality, so I gave him this reserved pose where he kind of has his arm still close to him, but he's a weird, creepy, kind of isolated, kind of shy. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. I also got some inspiration for the mask, actually, because I just googled masks, and apparently the oldest mask that has ever been found actually looks somewhat creepy. I might put up a picture on the screen, but yeah, that's the oldest mask in existence, and I used that to try to create a creepy character. And I think it worked out quite well. The next one is kind of a shame, because I really liked how this one turned out. And you might see that this is kind of weird, because it's not speed painted. I lost the footage for this one, but I picked Toon Link, or Link from Wind Waker, and tried to make him creepy in some way. There were a bunch of things to work with on him, but what I decided to focus most on was the way his eyes, I think. Because his eyes always reminded me of those like cat clocks. I don't know if you've ever seen them, typical cat clocks. You can also see I got it in my reference, where the tail kind of like dangles from side to side and then it looks from side to side. I found those very creepy, and his eyes I felt could easily be twisted into something weird if they'd been done wrong. And I'm surprised that I googled creepy Toon Link and there didn't pop up a lot of results. So I wanted to see if I could make him creepy somehow, but I didn't change his design actually. This is mostly just kind of a picture where I drew him and his sister being all cold and dead in his arms, because his sister was a big part of that. But the fact that Link doesn't have any reaction to it, that's what makes this kind of weird, and the fact that we can't see his face. I wanted to draw like a silhouette over his face so we couldn't see his emotion, his reaction. So you just see these big, bold, cat-like eyes, cold cat-like eyes, just staring back at you from the darkness. And I'm really happy that this silhouette drawing kind of turned out well, because I was really worried that it wouldn't. So yeah, I'm happy with how that one turned out. Next up we got Mario himself. I wanted to try to make Paper Mario creepy, or I wanted to focus on Paper Mario because I never really found Mario as such a cute character, but Paper Mario definitely. But it just sort of ended up being a weird, creepy mix of Mario in general. So I always Google kind of different stuff, but I googled creepy Mario to see what other people came up with, and it was kind of what I expected, with just like a lot of those creepypasta things with him with a lot of teeth or something like that, blacked out eyes. But I wanted to get more creative with it, and I saw a picture where he was like ultra rendered in HD, so he looked human, but his proportions were still the same, and it looked very weird. And then I thought of Little Nightmares, one of my favorite horror games, just because of the style. It's got bad controls and stuff like that, but just the style is amazing in it, and I think the art director did a really good job. But what they did was they made a Spirited Away-esque world, and then they took these like fat, disgusting, greedy characters, and they just made their faces so disproportionate in a way that it doesn't look stupid, but very off-putting and creepy and off in a way. And that was definitely the challenge with this picture, because I didn't want to just make him look fat and goofy and stupid. I wanted to focus on something like his eyes and the way he kind of like seemed like a gross depiction of greed, because that's a lot what Little Nightmares was about. So of course the only thing that I could really think of was him like smashing open one of those question blocks and then taking a mushroom and then devouring it. But all just depicted in a very, I would say, disturbing way, because his eyes are totally not how normal eyes should be, and I just turned him into kind of a gross design. I didn't get the same vibe that he was very creepy, but I did make him a character that would fit into the Little Nightmares universe, which I think is a pretty proud achievement. But yeah, I could have definitely put some more weight on the horror side. I would have liked to put a lot more shade onto this, and that's a mistake you're gonna see in the next picture. But it's just that I haven't worked on shading or line art at all in this year that I've been practicing drawing. I've been focusing on anatomy, and learning the basics of drawing. So I've only been sketching most of the time, but I really wanted to use silhouettes and stuff. But the only point in these 4 drawings that it really worked out was with Toon Link. The other times, I didn't really get the result I wanted, so I didn't get quite the shade on this Mario that I wanted. And at last, we got Goat Mom, Toriel from Undertale. And I couldn't really think of any cute characters left to put in this, but I really wanted something from Undertale. But you can say a lot about the game, but its art direction is, well, it's decent, and it looks good for pixel art, but it's not that cute in a way. The cutest thing I could think of was, of course, Toriel, Goat Mom. Everyone loves Goat Mom. And I had some reference pictures. I also had like a regular goat demon head, because I was considering making her eyes like goat eyes, which are kind of like just lines. But it turned out to just be... once again, I didn't do quite what I expected I would do, which was actually alter her design. That's something I might try again later on to do, or just to focus on changing character designs, but I didn't in this one. I made it as there's a part of the game in Undertale if you play Genocide Run, which means that you kill practically everything, where you can wait for her to... When you fight her, you can act all nice and try to open up to her and then kill her in the last moment. So what this picture basically is, would be kind of like an alteration of if she survived that, and she just kind of, and I'm guessing this would be her reaction. I guess I just kind of drew her reaction to something horrible, and I kind of thought it as her dropping her books and her glasses and everything as she ran out of the ruins and discovered what rampage this child that she had let out left behind her. Because You can say a lot about Undertale, but it gets emotional in both, like in a lot of ways. And I feel like the genocide run is that's very adult. That shows that Undertale isn't necessarily a kid's game. And I guess that's why the genocide route is hidden so well, and you can't just kill your way through. You literally have to hunt down everything. It's very creepy, and I really like Undertale. Undertale is one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite game of all time. So I just really wanted something from here. But yeah, definitely the same mistake here, that I didn't really get the same shading effect to turn this into a creepy drawing as much as I wanted. I wanted some thick silhouettes to make her expression like a lot more panic-like and a lot more dreadful. But I'm just not at that skill yet, and that's just something that I have to work on. But anyway, that was it. I actually wanted to draw 5 drawings, but I couldn't really think of anything else, and I was kind of running out of time. I didn't draw those quickly, by the way, but I'm just kind of running out of time that I can sit and just draw all the time. And I just wanted this video out as soon as I could. Horror has always been a huge part of my life. Horror is one of my favorite things, and I love studying horror. I love studying how horror works. And it's also why I wanted to focus so badly on trying to make these pictures. I really wanted to make these drawings creepy and genuinely off-putting. But I just gotta admit that I'm not really at that artistic level yet to be able to fully depict that kind of horror. But anyways, which one did you think was the creepiest? If you have an opinion on that, then feel free to leave it in the comments. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.